Thank you to Ms. and the String Ensemble. Welcome to parents, staff, students, and especially Year 12, to the Year 12 graduation for 2024. Congratulations on making it all the way through. It is a pleasure to be introducing this assembly. I'd like to introduce our presenters, our new Vice Captains, Chelsea Tran and George Matthew. Thank you.
Good morning, parents, teachers, and fellow students. My name is Chelsea Tran.
And I am George Matthew.
We would like to welcome you to the Year 12 graduation ceremony for 2024. High School values all members of our community. It comprises students, 97% of which come from families who have a language background that is not English. It is a harmonious, dynamic environment to learn and grow. We begin this formal occasion with an acknowledgement of country. An acknowledgement of country is a way that all people can show respect for Aboriginal cultures and heritage, and the ongoing relationship the traditional custodians have with the land. I'd now like to invite our principal, Mr. Humphreys, to formally address the Assembly.
Good morning, everybody. I acknowledge that today's Assembly takes place on the lands of the Darug people. I'd like to pay respect to Elders past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to other Aboriginal people joining us today. Welcome students, staff, guests, and particularly Year 12 2024 to our graduation ceremony for this year. It's wonderful to be able to meet together today to celebrate this important milestone in our students' lives, the conclusion of 13 years of education. This year's cohort is the range of educational experiences during their time at Borco, whether we think back to COVID-19, bushfires, floods, weather events, and they persevered and made it today. Douglas Adams, the author of the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, made an interesting observation about the nature of time. He said that lunchtime doubly so. I'm sure there are various interpretations of this phrase. I take it to mean that time appears quickly or slowly in different contexts. It doesn't seem that long ago that Faisal, Crystal, Nikita, Zane, Thomas, Sarah, Sienna, Harley and Dee all arrived as support students to Borco. And it doesn't seem also that students including Layla, Oliver, Buddy, Catherine and Roy and other students were part of my last class as a teacher back in 2019. I'm sure Oliver still remembers winning a block of chocolate because that was what teaching is all about. For Year 12, I have no doubt that school days have seemed to go so slowly. How slowly did school seem to pass in Years 7 and 8? But now, here you are at the end of Year 12. You may not believe it, it's here already. What about for your parents and carers? Or if you ask them, they would quickly share stories. Oh, I remember holding you in my arms, changing your nappies, your first day at school, and they too have blinked, and you're about to leave Borco. It's the same for staff at Borco. There are, not that they change your nappies, but there are some staff who've been teaching for 20, 30, 40 years who I have no doubt will tell you how quickly it is all. I was at a 60th anniversary a few weekends back for the school I started teaching at. A lady came up to me and said I had taught her in 1994, that she was 44 years old and that she'd been married twice and had 3 kids. I still visualise this lady sitting in the front of the Year 9 class, listening attentively. Time does fly. And yet here you are, Year 12, at the end of your high school career. I'm sure a common theme is I can't believe how quickly school has happened. So much of your lives can be spent wishing time away, hoping to go to the next stage of life, because the next stage will no doubt be much better or happier or easier or more fulfilling. The truth is that each stage or every stage of life has its challenges. No period is immune from the ups and downs of what may occur. I've often shared with you the messages of perseverance and resilience. The fact that things will happen to us over which we have no control, and that all we can attempt to manage is how we react to these circumstances. Sometimes we'll manage okay, other times not so well. But this is a human condition, and it is in our interest to build positive relationships in all we do to help and support each other as we are ourselves supported. American author Anna Quindlen writes that for the young, the days go fast and the years go slow. For the old, the days go slow and the years go fast. These terms, months and weeks gain an inexorable momentum towards today in the HSC. And here you are, quad school's done, variety night done, primary school uniform dress up done, picnic done, graduation ongoing, HSC informal almost done. For our Year 12 support students, and there is a significantly large group of you here today, some of you today, well actually for all of you, you probably will be coming back in term 4. For those of you who are here for the final term, I hope you can enjoy every day, savour your friendships and be confident about getting ready for the next stage in your lives. I suppose the answer to the young or old question is that it's a time of transition for you as you move from the relative comfort, security and safety of school into your next big adventure. Often during school, with the pressures, the deadlines, the assignments and assessments, it feels like it may never end. And yet, except for that little thing called the HSC for our mainstream students, trying to work out your emotions on this, your last official day, here you are. It's often only in hindsight that a person realises the unique experience high school is. I hope you've developed friendships that will be lifelong and that you will build on your personal qualities that have grown and have been nurtured and developed at Bordeaux as you enter the next chapter of your education. You've been truly blessed to have a team of year advisors, some for the long term, some in shorter cameo roles, supporting you throughout your time at Bordeaux. I'd like to thank Mr. Poole, Ms. Halal and Mrs. Arblaster as your year advisors and Mrs. Martin as your overseeing Deputy Principal for their tireless work in caring and supporting you over your entire high school career. I'd also like to acknowledge Bordeaux's staff, both teaching and non-teaching, who've played an important role in your journey at Baulkham Hills High School. It's been my privilege to watch you grow and develop into the young adults you have now become. I've said before to you that you're particularly special to me, as the last class I had the privilege of teaching at Bordeaux was a Year 7 math class way back in 2019. And those students are graduating today despite their Year 7 math teacher. Thank you for the great memories you have given me. I wish you the very best of success in whatever adventures await you in the next chapter of your lives. Though many of you know I have a Star Wars fetish, my favourite book is The Lord of the Rings, and I often include the quote I'm about to read to you in Year 12's yearbook. I feel it summarises what educators hope to pass on to their students after their time at high school. When Gandalf is farewelling the hobbits before they return to the Shire, he says, "But soon I shall not be. I'm not coming with you. That is what you've been trained for. Do you not yet understand? My time is over. It's no longer my task to set things to rights, nor to help folk to do so. And as for you, my dear friends, you will need no help. You are growing up now, growing indeed very high. Among the great you are, and I have no longer any fear at all for any of you. Goodbye and best wishes."
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. Today's ceremony is an opportunity for the school community to share in the achievements of Year 12 and to wish them all the best in their HSC and their life after school. Year 12 students will receive portfolios containing the graduation certificate. Eligible students will also be presented with awards in the following categories. Awards for first in course. Principal's Award, which is determined on the academic results over the year, including the trial HSC examinations. It represents the very best overall performances by students in these examinations. Recipients have performed at the highest level in all subjects and have impressed teachers with their talent and commitment to their studies. The Perseverance Award, which is presented to recipients who have demonstrated impressive resilience, grit, proactivity, and/or determination across various aspects of their engagement at school. Additionally, the award for Ducks will be recognized at the annual presentation evening to be held in February next year. Excellence and Outstanding Sports Awards are also formally recognized at presentation evening.
We now call upon Mr. Humphreys to present graduation portfolios to the first group of students. We would ask that your applause be held until all the recipients in this group have received their portfolios. Mohammed Abbasi. Mohammed also achieved first in legal studies. Romeo Amran. Alicia Agarwal. Alicia also achieved first in course in English Extension 2. Fedora Ahmad. Ansh Ahuja. Saga Ahuja. Arik Akon. Georgios Anastasiadis. Oliver Apav. Oliver also achieved first in course in drama. Ari Bamba. Nilesh Banga. Naz Bareja. Naz also achieved a Perseverance Award. Anvesha Bhushan. Anvesha also achieved equal first in course in history, extension, and a Perseverance Award. Celine Kakir. Zachary Casey. Zachary also received the Principal's Award. Yat Hee Chan. Megan Cheng. Michael Cheng. Grace Chorensri. Grace also achieved first in course in Chinese beginners. David Chen. Charlotte Cheng. Charlotte also achieved equal first in course in English Extension 1 and a Perseverance Award. Teng Chung. Gala Wen Chung. Gala Wen also achieved first in course in music. Henry Corcoran. Ming Wan Kui. Amika Daniel. O'Neill Das. Isaac Dino. Isaac also achieved equal first in course in History Extension. Luc Detroit. Shayna Fernando. Hywell Gann. Vishruthi Gangaran, Melissa Gao. Melissa also achieved first in course in Japanese extension and first in course in visual arts. Wan Fei Gao. Sachi Gordon. Faisal Gomuwo. Matei Groombridge. Kevin Gunawan. Sophie Guo. Pragya Gupta. Juhi Han. Juhi also achieved first in course in Mathematics Extension 1. Ko Yoon Han. Zahir Hassan. And Yu. Alan Ho. Sam Ho. Sam also achieved the Principal Award. Thora Tun. Ada Hu, Ellen Huang, Giselle Huang, Judy Huang, Enya Huang Ding, Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. Please give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the presentation of the first group of portfolios.
We now call upon Mrs. Martin, the Deputy Principal, to present graduation portfolios to the second group of students. We would ask that your applause be held until all the recipients in this group have received their portfolios. Manav Jain, Rishi Jaiswal. Rishi also achieved first in course in PDHPE. Nikhil Jatin. Nikhil also achieved first in course in Society and Culture. Tanuri Jayatilaka. Crystal Jessen. Sankavi Jayakanthan. Lakshmi Sharanvi Jujuru. Jasenia Jalovi. Erin Jun. Wisha Junaid. Wisha also achieved equal first in course in English Extension 1 and first course in English. Haley Jung. Ethan Kang. Ria Kapadia. Ria also achieved first in course in Studies of Religion. Adi. Adi also achieved first in course in Mathematics. Milni Karyawasam. Kirat Kaur. D. Kenny. Faris Khan. Khan. Ariel Danby Kim, Kat Kim, Jaewon Kim, Sophia Kim, Taehoon Kim, Wolf Kamaran Eriksson, Minsu Jo, Thadria Troza, Michelle Lam. Michelle also achieved a Perseverance Award. Jae-Rin Lee, So-Won Lee, Sarah Leakin, Priscilla Leung, Glenn Lee, Nico Lee, Xiangmian Li, Xingyao Li, Megan Lingath, Felicia Liu, Leila Liu, Roy Liu, Ruhan Liu, Sophia Liu, Karthikan Logathasan, Karthikan also achieved a Perseverance Award. Angelina Liu, Lauren Lobarno, Daniel Lukens, Liu, Ryan Lee, Stephanie Lee, Pei Wen Ma, Benjamin Marcelino, Nikita McCarthy, Terrence Miao, Carvin Mahuntan, Thank you, Mrs. Martin. Please give them a round of applause. We would now like to invite our new school captains, Michaela Young and Benjamin Ewan, to address the assembly.
Good morning, parents, teachers, students, and all those coming to attend this wonderful celebration of the 2024 graduating class. We are delighted and honored to have the opportunity to give one final address to the student body of 2024. For 5 long years, we have been looking up towards your cohort. For me, I've been with some of you since even before high school, in the incredible learning grove of Ironbark Ridge, which I'm sure brings back tear-jerking memories for some of you. I bring this up because now of all times is the moment to reminisce, to look over the incredibly fun celebrations and the terrible all-nighters pulled before exam blocks. 2024 has passed by in the blink of an eye, so it's best to appreciate it while it lasts on this final day.
And we'd like to acknowledge that we saw some of this journey with you. All the year 7s to 10s were too young to reach you guys, and the grade above you has departed, just as you will today. Between everyone in the school, us year 11s are the ones that have been in the closest proximity to your burning prominence. We were there, following behind. Thank you for being the greatest role models of all time, from all your achievements to relentless participation in school events, letting us play alongside you in quad schools, and to watching your final performance at Variety Night. To us, the word seniors is a crude minimization of the true significance you all held within this school. You were role models, leaders, inspirations, and the personification of perseverance. If we listed all the lessons you've given us over the years, we would be here all day. So we'd like to boil it down to a few key words.
Firstly, thank you for always showing us that there is a higher level of performance. From academic performance to athletic feats to excellence within leadership bodies, you've been exemplar models, reminding us to never remain content, as there's always more that can be achieved. To the prefects of 2024, the level of expectation you've set for us is by no means small, but as your juniors, we will try our best to meet it.
Secondly, for your kindness and understanding in supporting us across the years, from exams and tutoring advice to helping us string up the final fairy lights at Spring Fling. You've never failed to lend a helping hand in times of distress. And finally, thank you for setting the tone for our school year this year. At the forefront of our school, you have all contributed to setting an example for younger grades on what being a student at Borco means, a source of inspiration for future leaders.
We want you to know that you guys have left behind a culmination of memories, experiences, laughter, tears, sadness, and joy that has been distilled into the graduating class of 24. And that even when you depart, you'll still be in our hearts. Right now is a time of incredible for you all, with the impending doom of HSC, but the excitement and nervousness of leaving school and braving into a brand new world. Remember that Borco was and always will be a place of comfort, your second home, a spot of shore leave from the tumultuous and raging sea of life.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 24. These past 6 years have been both incredibly tough and rewarding, and it's already beyond belief that you've made it this far. But remember that they've only been a tiny fraction of the extraordinary lives you will continue to lead for the years to come. On a final note, we urge you to take this opportunity to appreciate your time here, to consider yourself at the start of your journey in Year 7 compared to right now, at this very moment, the bittersweet end. On behalf of all your juniors, congratulations, you've made it. And just remember not to cry because it's finished, but make sure to smile because it's happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela and Ben. We would now like to present the first performance item on the program. Please welcome Rishi Jaiswal, Sagar Huja, Adesh Sankari, Katharan Parthapan, Pir Vendran, Sai Sapute, Mohammed Abbasi, Kavin Mahuntan, Saranyan Satyajit, Sham Senthil, Karashram Rajaram, Glenn Lee, Ornil Das, and Bhavishka Parahamoran, performing Viva La Vida by Coldplay.
She's like, what the fuck?
Thank you Rishi, Sagar, Adesh, Katharan, Pirowin, Sai, Moid, Kevin, Saranyan, Shem, Karasram, Glenn, O'Neill, Vivishka, and David. We now call upon Mr. Poole to present graduation portfolios to the third group of students. We would ask that your applause be held until all the recipients in this group have received their portfolios. Sapna Mahuntan, Din Seth Nana Yakara, Koi Nguyen, Kelly Nguyen. Kelly also achieved first in course in biology and first in course in chemistry and a principal award. Vivi Nguyen, Zuha Neumann, Keshika Pavanadas, Rahavi Palaraman, Urja Panchasara, Bhavishka Paramaharan, Jiwon Park. Jiwon also achieved first in course in Mathematics Extension 2 and a principal award. Min Sung Park, Katharan Pathipan, Dia Patel, Richa Pathak. Harley Patrinos. Harley also received achievement in all subjects. Ashley Peng. Ashley also achieved first in course in Japanese and first in course in Korean beginners. Vincent Pham. Vin Phan. Shivani Pillai. Stephanie Kwan. Vedant Raj Nandakumar. Karis Ram Rajaram. Naina Ram. Samreeth from Karthik. Samreeth also achieved the Perseverance Award. Rashil Rastogi. Patrick Rahuso. Aryan Ryan. Aryan also achieved the Principal Award. Zain Sahib. Sajani Samarasinghe. Urvi Sakar. Urvi also achieved first in course in geography. Sai Satpute, Taranyan Satyajit, Nithya Sila, Rasit Senaratna, Ashanti, Sham Senthil. Sham achieved the Perseverance Award. Joshua Seo, Joel Shim, Nilesh Shrestha, Cindy Shu, Ivy Sohison, Siddharth Srinivas, Sienna Stanley, Angus Su, Lily Sue, Ziyin Sue, Piran Subendran, Michael Jasan. Michael also achieved first in course in modern history and a Perseverance Award. Danny Sun. Danny also achieved first in course in Information Processes and Technology, first in course in Software Design and Development, and first in course in Music Extension. Thank you, Mr. Poole. Please give them a round of applause. We would now like to ask Mr. Poole and Mrs. Arblaster, Year 12 advisors, to present the Year Advisor Report.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see you today to celebrate this fabulous Year 12 cohort. My husband flies as a hobby, so as a teacher, I thought I'd draw on this experience to run with a plan. So please fasten your seatbelts. Year 12, day 1 of Year 7, you checked in and stepped on board flight BHHS 2019. Some scared of the trip, others excited. To some, the journey was important, but some others may have just been on a business flight, keen to get to the destination at the end. Your flight attendant teachers, executives and peer support leaders attempted to meet your every need, while Mr. Poole and Miss Halal stepped in to pilot the plane. Throughout the long journey, there have been times of turbulence, even threats of lightning strikes. Some of you have found the flight comfortable and the services provided to your liking. Others have had times where they found the trip does not live up to expectations. But overall, I'm sure most of you agree it's been an enjoyable flight. You've had your chance to befriend fellow passengers, and the length of the trip has meant that some of you have made lifelong friends. For the last leg of the flight, you've had a change of co-pilot as Miss Halal switched roles. At times, I felt like Mr. Poole's been flying solo as I figure out what I'm meant to be doing. But I've really enjoyed getting to know some of you that I didn't really know very well before. And I'm pleased to see you all here today as your journey comes to an end. In my brief time as year advisor, I've been struck by the way you work together and support each other. As I said to you recently, this was really evident at your Year 12 camp at Tea Gardens. Your willingness to be involved in everything, have fun, support and encourage each other, and apply our school motto through very trying weather conditions was very wonderful to watch. In the last few weeks, you've also shown that quality as you've demonstrated that time of supporting each other again. In 12 have often just at this stage, but it's been great to watch you work together and support each other's learning. It's also been fun to see you let your hair down in this last week and enjoy socialising and making the most of your last week of Year 12. I'd like to thank Mr. Lyle, who I know has been a great support and mentor to you throughout your time at school. I also want to thank Mr. Poole for his timeless support and thoughtful little things he's done behind the scenes to make your school life more special and more fun. I know many of you have sought his wise advice over these years, and sharing the staff room with him, I've witnessed firsthand how invested he is in your lives and how much he cares for you all. I think you've been very blessed to have these two as your year advisors for your time at Borco. And now is when the real journey begins. The crew here feels pleased that we're delivering you safely to exit the familiar insulated cabin of school, and we're excited to hear about where your travels take you. We know every day's a great day at Borco, sometimes said with a touch of sarcasm, but there are so many more great days for you ahead. Emotions today are heightened, and many of you feel very apprehensive about what lies ahead, but each of you have so much to offer the world. My advice is to appreciate the small everyday things as well as the big successes. Value your friends and your family, and make sure you have that support around you that will be there when you go through times. Care about other people and they will care about you. Go different places, embrace new opportunities. Take a detour down that interesting side alley or climb that staircase to an unknown destination in your travels. There is a world out there for you to explore. So now, the pilots and crew of Borco, thank you for flying with us and proudly send you off on your magnificent journeys ahead.
Good morning, everyone. As the other year advisor for Year 12, I'd also like to take a second to thank you all personally, and so personally on behalf of Year 12 for joining us today on this very special occasion. This rite of passage is an important one, and it's just great to have so many people here to witness these wonderful humans cross the threshold from this ordinary world into what will hopefully be a world of adventure. Please indulge me while I take the opportunity to speak to them all for the last time as their year advisor. Year 12, you've made it. Not just through your 6 years of high school and 13 years of formal education, but possibly more gruelling, through 8 meandering speeches by me. So let's get this one done, shall we? In 1912, the philosopher and educator John Dewey, yes, that Dewey, of Dewey Decimal System fame for the organisational nerds among you, wrote his work, Democracy in Education. And in that book, he wrote that education is not preparation for life, education is life itself. And though this notion has always resonated with me as an educator, it has only been as I have watched this lovely group of kids grow older, more knowledgeable, and more self-reliant that its nuances have really become apparent to me. As I see it now, there are 2 ideas embedded in that poignant statement that we as adults tend to forget as we become more alienated from our own formal education. The first is that as long as we live, we cannot escape education, even once we have escaped the confines of school. We continue to learn about things, people, places, and ourselves, and we learn in spite of ourselves. Again, as Dewey says, education is life itself, or to put it another way, our observation, understanding, and incorporation into our knowledge of the world around us, each momentary experience we have, defines our vital journey. To live is to observe is to experience is to understand is to learn why and how is to learn what to do next, and to know what to do next is to act and then observe. And so the cycle continues ad infinitum until such a time as we cannot observe anything any longer. The second idea, and the one that is really worth reflecting on today, is a little more complex and a little more at odds with how we conceive life's journey right from the very beginning. While I love to believe that it is true that I stand before a group of people who, along with my colleagues, your families, your friends, have prepared you for life, holding on to that belief devalues what has come before, just a little bit. It takes away the importance and impact of the part of the journey that you've already been on. Though we have played our parts as your educators, friends, and families, and I more specifically played mine as your close companion on the journey so far, you must remember that the path you have walked is your own. The things you have learnt so far are important, and the experiences you had matter as much as the experiences you will have in the future. Do not think the things that you have done here, with us at this school, or before at another one, or anywhere else, have just been preparation for anything. You have learnt, and you will continue to learn. You will achieve, and you will continue to achieve. You have lived, and you will continue to live. And while we watch you cross that threshold into a new unknown, know that there are things that you are ready for and things that you aren't, and that either way you can deal with them because you already have. You've done that before. You've dealt with the unknown already. You're not starting life when you walk away from us today. You are continuing on. And just like in any story, where the first act oriented you in this world and compels you to move forward, the second offers new challenges that could not exist without the journey that came before. Stories don't start in Act 2, and neither did your journey. Your education with us at Balco was not preparation for life. It was life itself. The only thing that this is the end of is the beginning. Year 12, I couldn't be more proud to call myself your year advisor. And what I and Mrs. Arblaster, and of course Miss Halal for more than 5 years before her, what we have contributed is nothing compared to what you have done for yourselves. I really, really hope that you are proud of yourselves for just making it this far, and hope that you can believe, really believe, that you, the person that is sitting there right now, are good enough. The last 6 years with you has been truly unique and rewarding. And I know that despite starting off as your year advisor in just my 4th year of teaching, this experience will be one of the highlights I hope is a long career as a teacher. I feel like I know so many of you so well, though there are so many that I really wish I'd gotten to know better. But alas, you continue on your journey, as you should. And we stay here mentoring others through their first act until they need to let go and set off on the next stage of their journey. Today is a day of messy feelings. I'm happy and nervous and sad and excited and relieved. And I'm sure that you are as well. And parents and everyone else. You have just one more thing to do, Year 12. A few short weeks, and you'll be done. The die will have been cast and there'll be nothing left for us to do. It's hard to know how to feel, but I know that as a group you'll be missed by everyone here, especially by me. To the parents, carers, family and friends of this wonderful group, thank you for continuing on the journey with them and for letting them walk their own path when they choose a new direction. To Miss Halal, Mrs. Arblaster, Ms. Fletcher, Mrs. Martin, Mr. Humphreys, and every other person that has helped to support these kids' well-being. Thank you so much for everything as well. And that Year 12 is that. To dwell on any individual moment or memory for me would be too hard, and I would feel bad about the ones I didn't get to. And if you really want to try to put a thematic label on this speech, as I've done for 6 of the 7 preceding speeches, go ahead. But I think the time for that's done now. There's not one word that can sum this up. All I would ask is that you remember to demonstrate kindness wherever you can, to be compassionate towards others, most importantly towards yourself, to seek out your truth and listen to others' truths, to build consensus where you can, to be patient, not rush, to take stock, to carefully and confidently trust, and at the end of the day, reflect on where you've been and step forward confidently onto the path ahead. Good luck, journey well, and hopefully see you around.
Thank you, Mr. Poole and Mrs. Arblaster. We would now like to present the second performance item on the program. Please welcome Wolf Kumaran Erickson, Catherine Kim, Kevin Chung, Xiang Yang Lee, Adi Karim, Danny's son, David Chen performing Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder.
Thank you, Wolf, Catherine, Kevin, Shan, Adi, Danny, and David. We now call upon Ms. Halal to present graduation portfolios to the fourth and final group of students. We would ask that your applause be held until all the recipients in this group have received their portfolios. Adesh Sankari. Dhriti Suresh. Ryan Ta. Zheng Tan. Ash. Trent. Timothy Tanoto. Jaden Ta. Frederick Tay. Tiffany Teo. Joy Devasayan. Alicia Teal. Chelsea Tong. Daniel Toole. Cody Tran. Erin Tran, Grace Tran, Bao Ngoc Tron, Isaac Trong, Peter Trong. Peter also achieved a Principal Award. Dasha Pillai, Kavish Vidyaratne, Arya Wahyudanata, oh, sorry, that was Arya Wadhwani. Arya also achieved first in course in economics and first in course in business studies. Nathan Wahyudanata. Nathan also achieved first in course in engineering studies. Eugene Wang. Eugene also achieved a Principal's Award. Janan Wasif. Jia Yi Wang. Adrian Wong. Megan Wu. Zhengda Wu. Zoe Wu. Shang Xiang, Zimu She, Hao Xiong. Hao also received achievement in all subjects. Claus Shu, Iris Shu. Iris also achieved a Principal's Award. Christina Yang. Christina also achieved a Perseverance Award. Coco Yang. Coco also achieved a Perseverance Award. Harry Yang. Harry also achieved first in course in physics and a Principal Award. Vaishnavi Yohananda. Dahyong Yu. Francis Yu. Kevin Yu. Maggie Yu. Richard Zhang. Jackie Zhang. Victor Zhao. Catherine Zhang. Kathy Zhou, Nicole Zhou, Sean Zong. Sean also received first in course in French and a Principal's Award. Thank you, Ms. Halal. Please give them a round of applause.
We would now like to invite the outgoing school captains, Grace Song and Matei Groombridge, to present their speech.
Good morning, students, teachers, and parents, and thank you for joining us today. To the class of 2024, congratulations! Today is a day that most of us never thought would arrive, yet here we are, sitting in the gym together for what will be our last few hours at this school. I think we all went into a collective shock when the countdown numbers entered the single digits, hit with the realization that those numbers were actually for us this time. So this is a reality check for all of you who still don't feel like this is happening. We are indeed, for real, graduating today. We slogged through exams that never seemed to end, navigating the various dramas of high school life, even as lockdowns, bomb threats, and raging bushfires happened around us. Yet, we still managed to make it to the end, relatively unscathed. So let's give ourselves a round of applause.
Even though it feels like these last few weeks have flown by, the journey here was not a short one. So as we take a trip down memory lane, grab your tissues and feel free to laugh or cry at any point you wish. It was only 6 years ago that we first stepped into Borkham Hills High School, armed with our green caps and extra large pants, equipped with every possible highlighter and notebook. Let us have a moment's silence for all our Borco caps. Worn twice and abandoned thereafter, although legend has it that Vin still wears his to this day. Little did we know that the other Year 7s that we would be so nervous to meet would become our peers and our closest friends that sit around us today. Between Borco Nation, B-Hope and BTS, we were well equipped for the year to come. Our new year advisors, Mr. Poole and Ms. Halal, quickly assimilated us with the Borco ideology. Every day is a great day at Borco. Perhaps emboldened by this motto, we flew a little too close to the sun, landing ourselves in the infamous aggressive shipping meeting to address our shocking behaviour. Their fate was surely sealed, bound to us for the next 6 years, even roping in Miss Arblaster into the fun. Really, we wouldn't have made it this far without you guys, and we can't thank you enough for your efforts. You have been people we could always count on, providing us stability and a source of comfort through some pretty rocky years.
Year 8 brought with it some new players and some new challenges. In came our first batch of transfers, and with them they brought raging bushfires, a global pandemic, and our first lockdown. Thanks, guys. We made it out barely alive on rations of social interaction through WhatsApp, Among Us, Scriblio, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But of course, we were rewarded graciously with a camp to Mangrove Mountain. But our first lesson in perseverance wasn't over yet. Was it rain? No. The cicadas poured down on us relentlessly. We returned to school smelling a little weird, but our spirits were not dampened. We spent the rest of the year having fun as we successfully made bruschettas, drew terrible self-portraits, and crafted wonky boxes, savoring our last year in our tech subjects. With Year 9, we were back to school as usual, joyfully wearing masks that hid our acne, and we were invigorated by our first taste of autonomy and ready to take on our freshly chosen electives and Excel subjects, feeling like real Year 12s. But our freedom was short-lived. With the Rona back in action, we were once again forced onto Zoom. Our resolve stayed strong even as we recorded our undignified PE videos, showing us that no virus could stop our education.
By the time we were in Year 10, with our olive green blazers and burnt orange ties, we thought we were true seniors, but really we were juniors with new clothes. We didn't realize we were in the calm before the storm, enjoying the fun of feeling like seniors without the stress of the HSE. Even through the pouring rain, the long treks and pittance of food, Duke of Ed camp was a camp to remember, where our friendships were put to the test and came out even stronger. We ended the year with a bang with Christmas trivia and our very first formal at the harbour. Our first event dressing up nice, drinking mocktails and feeling like adults. We spent the night dancing, abusing the photo booth, and collectively decided to jig school the next day.
Year 11 definitely holds a special place in our hearts. I think we can agree that we all took prelims a little too seriously, but at the same time, it was one of the best years yet. Matei and I both agree that the highlight of Year 11 was Urban Challenge. We got to roam the city in our silly costumes, begging for cheap meals in Chinatown and recreating movie scenes on windy ferry rides. No description of the sunset at Cockatoo Island could really do justice to its glory, as we sat at the seaside watching its golden glow across the water, feeling a strange kind of nostalgia for a moment that wasn't over yet. The camp was an opportunity for us to grow a little closer as a grade, and it left us all feeling a little wistful at the end. However, our post-camp depression was cured soon with our high performances at Live Aid and a rocky boat ride at Year 11 Social, bringing what felt like an all-too-soon conclusion to a year packed with fun experiences.
Who would have thought that all this fun would culminate in the existential ennui of Year 12? It's strange to think that the Year 12s we have seen around the school in our junior years are now ourselves, but it comes with its privileges. Our jerseys seem to confirm that we were one unit, and the senior study became our grade's cozy hub. A lot of us turned 18, adults surrounded by measly children who didn't even have their Ps, and quite a few shaved heads seemed to make an appearance. We got a very rainy last camp at the Great Aussie Bush Camp, and ever since then, it has felt like these past months have gone by in a blur. You might find it hard to believe that the amount of time between now and our first days at university is shorter than the time that's passed since Year 12 camp. It felt like we barely caught a break before we were thrust into trials, forced to lock in and blanketed by a false sense of security ever since. Which might have been for the better because we got to enjoy these last few weeks with events like Lip Dub and Variety Night really soaking in our school. Not to mention, some of us were literally soaking after our water fight at picnic day.
And of course, the emotions really started setting in these final weeks, and every day just felt like a day to reminisce and say, guys, we're graduating soon. Ironically, it seems that we've only just gotten comfortable, settling down and forming stronger bonds in what has been the most hectic and fleeting year yet. I think we've witnessed in real time what they call the Year 12 phenomenon, as we make friends with peers that we've never spoken to before, until suddenly we find ourselves baking Nutella bread in the senior study or playing Just Dance during maths. They say that you never know what you have until it's gone. And I think it's true to say that the daunting end of our high school experience has made us all the more appreciative of it. Our grades seem to draw closer together throughout the last year, perhaps because of this knowledge that we would inevitably part ways for the last time.
Class of 2024, we've come such a long way together. We've lived so comfortably together in this little bubble of ours, sitting together in class, eating lunch in the senior study, and going to the library after school. We've spent the most defining years of our youth here in this one place with one group of people, and we've undoubtedly left our mark on each other. These last 6 years have gifted us precious memories and experiences, but most importantly, we've gained from this school a group of faces that will be familiar to us for the rest of our lives. If there's one thing this year has taught us, it's that it's not about the destination, nor is it about the journey. Maybe, as much as we love to joke about it, it really is about the friends that we made along the way.
So please take a good look at the people around you. The truth is that some of them you might not see again. After 6 years of seeing each other every day, we're leaving this bubble for good, and things will never really be the same. This uniform that feels like a second skin will one day be a relic of the past and feel strange to even put on again. Everything that feels so vivid and so real to us now will soon only be memory. The photos we take on our phones and Polaroids are the photos that will soon be buried in our camera rolls by the new memories we'll make at university. Photos that we will reminisce over years into the future, and photos that we will show to our children. But stronger than memories are friendships, which we will carry with us into this new chapter. We have spent the last 6 years building relationships, and I hope that we can cherish how much of our lives have been built around each other. I hope that when we run into each other, even years down the line, that we won't act like strangers. In a world of unfamiliar faces, let's not pass each other by. A quick hello, a smile, a wave, that's all it takes to be a friend. And guys, we make our promise to you today to not pretend like we don't know you. So please, even when you're rich and famous, promise us.
Though it's natural to feel sad when the chapter ends, it's important to remember that with every ending is a new beginning. Instead of dwelling on the past, we can look forward to the future, knowing that there's so much more ahead of us. We're fortunate to have had such wonderful memories, so as Michaela put it, let's not cry because it's over, but smile because it happened. These next few weeks aren't going to be easy for us. We still have some things to do, but we're going through it together, and it will be over before we know it. So let's encourage each other, hold each other accountable, and push through so that we can look back on this time with pride. We know that all of you are bound to achieve great things in the future, and we'll be rooting for you in whatever your passions are. After all, the future belongs to us.
To the class of 2024, thank you for the past 6 years. It's been a long journey full of ups and downs, but we couldn't have chosen better people to share it with. We love and appreciate each and every one of you, and we sincerely wish you all the best in the years to come. This has been your school captains, Grace
And Matei.
and we bid you farewell. Now let's get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the formalities of the 2020 graduation ceremony. Thank you to all the parents and guests who have come along today to celebrate this special day with us. On behalf of the school, we would like to wish every success for our Year 12 in the HSC and in their future endeavors. I will ask you to all be upstanding and applaud the Year 12 class of 2024 as they make their way out of their last assembly at Balkan Mills High School.